So finally, summer had arrived and everyone was ready to wear summer outfits, especially their school uniforms. Then we are shown Natsum at school where he tells us that his exams are finally over, he has passed all of them and now he's going to work even harder on his products and make them even better. Right after this, Himari comes to meet him and she starts acting really cute, which makes Natsum blush a lot because Himari is in her summer uniform. To change the topic, Natsum starts saying something else, but Himari catches on and says she knows he's trying to change the subject. Then they go to class together. Even in the classroom, they continue talking about the same topic. Himari says she can read Natsum's eyes closely, as if she can read his mind. Natsum replies, saying not to misinterpret things because he wasn't thinking anything like that. Himari responds that she wasn't the one thinking that way, he was. Natsum thinks to himself that he really needs to change the topic now. Then, Natsum starts acting weird and says they're so close that people might think they're dating. He adds that if she wants, they could go hang out somewhere. Hearing this, Himari comes very close to him, almost as if she's about to kiss him, and Natsum closes his eyes, but it turns out Himari was just messing with him. This time, Natsum doesn't hold back either and hits Himari playfully, which leads to Himari teasing him even more. Natsum thinks to himself that this is still the same old Himari. Later, while they're drinking, Himari asks about his plans for the day. Natsum says he hasn't thought much but is considering holding a team meeting. Just then, Inomoto arrives and Natsum compliments her summer uniform. Seeing this, Himari makes a weird face and Natsum tells her not to act like that. Then we see all three of them in a meeting where Himari asks what they'll be discussing. Natsum says they should start with introductions. He then talks about changing the color of flowers and also tweaking the look of the products by adding extra elements. Himari says confidently that she'll handle all the promotions and selling, and Natsum agrees, saying she is his model after all. They continue talking and then two girls arrive. They came specifically to meet Natsum and are surprised, in a happy way, to see everyone else too. They tell Natsum that they need accessories, just like they had mentioned before. In the next scene, we see everyone in the science lab. Natsum is about to show them some models of accessories, but Himari starts discussing pricing, saying that each design will have a different price and brings up more business-related points. One girl with yellow hair wants to create a pendant pairing, one for herself and one for her boyfriend. Natsum starts thinking that it's not a bad idea, couple pendants and similar items might sell quite well. Himari assures them not to worry, their order will be taken care of. The girls leave looking very happy. After they leave, Natsum feels quite exhausted. Himari tells him that he should try to talk more pleasantly with customers and build a relationship. Inomoto is quietly taking notes of everything happening. Then Himari asks Natsum if he has thought about what kind of product he wants to make. She then tells Inomoto that they should go plan something, which makes Inomoto really happy. In the next scene, Natsum suggests that the Japanese cornel flower would be a great choice. They didn't know what kind of flower it was, so Himari Googles it and finds out. She says the flower gives off a very old vibe. Natsum explains that even the couple they're designing for is kind of old-fashioned, and he thinks this would be perfect for them. They finalize the decision to go with that flower. Then Himari asks what pricing they should go with. Natsum says he's unsure. Inomoto mentions that this could become a big problem. Natsum shares that people feel their prices are too high for a school setting. But they also agree it's not too high because Natsum has to maintain the flowers and do a lot of extra work. Himari says that within the school, Natsum is becoming well known because he's the one making all the accessories. Inomoto adds that he's becoming quite popular among the girls. Himari says that this is actually good because now customers can come and talk to him directly. Natsum thinks to himself that this is the kind of success he wanted. A few days later, we see that Natsum has completed the main part of the pendant and shows it to the couple. They both love it. Then he starts taking neck measurements to make the chain for the pendant. The guy tells him that he's usually very shy, but his girlfriend really loves these kinds of things. Natsum feels really good hearing that someone genuinely likes his work. Finally, back home, Natsum finishes making the pendant. He delivers it to the couple, and they're extremely happy. The next day, two more girls come to him and say they heard he makes custom-made accessories. One of them says she wants something that would be perfect for her crush and impress him. In the next scene, we see them all sitting in a cafe. It means that Himari, Inomoto, and Natsum were talking about how, in a way, she was the 15th customer of the day. Natsum says that, to be honest, it's quite an exhausting job. Himari says, "If you think about it, Aju is really cute," referring to that same girl. Inomoto also adds that many people were asking her about the band, which surprises both of them. Then they finally give the product to that girl, and she really likes it. After that, many other girls come over, all wanting to make something for their lovers as well. In the next scene, they're sitting and talking about how their business is going really well now. People were even ready to pay extra money, and the two girls who didn't buy anything at first ended up buying something for their lovers and even for themselves. They were promoting it a lot, saying that these guys make really good products. They were literally thinking that they should say no to more customers because it was putting a lot of pressure, especially on Natsum. Still, they were happy too, although the pressure of more responsibility was slowly building up. Then Natsum goes to Himari's house, where they talk a bit. Then Himari tells him to sleep in the lab, saying, "You've been working really hard, so you should rest." Natsum gets a little nervous and falls asleep, but Himari's figure wasn't like range, and she quickly understands what Natsum is thinking and gets angry. Natsum says, "It's not what you're thinking. You're really the best, and I feel really good being here." Then Natsum says, "All right, I'm sleeping now." After that, he starts talking again. "Himari, do you remember when I made that accessory for Inomoto-san? And then you said you wanted something like that too?" Himari responds, "Don't bring that up. It's really embarrassing." She also mentions how his middle school experience with Makishima was really bad, especially in terms of love, and since then, he started hating romance. Then Himari also falls asleep and says, "We shouldn't talk too much about these things anymore." After that, Natsum starts thinking that maybe there will be another guy in Himari's life someday, and if she gets a boyfriend, it wouldn't be wrong. But he wants to approach her in some way. Still, he feels like he isn't at her level yet and decides to work harder so he can be equal to her. Thinking about all this, he falls asleep. Meanwhile, Himari is thinking that Natsum really needs rest, and he's taking his work way too seriously, almost becoming obsessed. All this gives her goosebumps, and sometimes she gets really scared that he might leave her one day. That's why she hates love and doesn't really need romance, because she has the best friend forever pendant. She thinks, "Natsum is with me, and will we always stay friends like this?" And her answer is no. She says this is the best time of her life because she's getting to spend so much time with Natsum. Then they're shown at the school cafe, and Makishima shows up again, talking nonsense, saying, "Natsum, Inomoto would be a better match for you." And Himari is kind of old now. Himari gets really angry. There was some normal conversation going on. Then we see Natsum talking to the school president, I think, based on the conversation, who shows a product and asks, "Did you make this?" Natsum replies yes. The guy says a parent complained that it was being sold forcefully to kids and at a high price. Natsum denies it and says he kept the prices low and had agreed on them with everyone. The guy asks if he has any proof. Natsum says he doesn't really have much proof. Then the guy asks if he's selling handmade accessories. Natsum replies that the products are also sold at his family's store and there is a legal process his sister handles. The guy seems to know about Sakura and says she was very intelligent and hard to deal with. Funny part, he was wearing the same uniform, so I thought he was a student, but turns out he's a teacher. In the last episode, you saw how mad he got at Natsum when Himari was having fun. So forgive me, he's a teacher. Then he says he'll talk to the other teachers too and see if there's any problem with all this. They'll have to talk to the family as well to decide whether Natsum can keep selling in school or not. Hearing this, Natsum becomes a bit sad. He basically has to put his business on hold at school. When others find out about this, they're shocked and a bit angry. Natsum tells them not to yell at the sensei because he actually helped them and got them out of trouble easily. Then we see two girls, the same ones who bought the pendants from Natsum. One of them, ASU, says she wasted her money because she only bought it hoping her crush would like her after receiving it. The other girl tells her to return it, but ASU says she's going to crush it brutally. And here's the funny thing, the crush she was talking about was actually that teacher. Yes, this girl liked a teacher. Then she throws the pendant and crushes it. Natsom sees this and is really shocked. It was hard for him to even watch. Himari goes to confront the girl, but she pushes Himari and leaves. Natsom gets really emotional, picks up his accessory, and feels very sad. A lot is going through his mind, including the pricing issue. He feels really disappointed in himself. And with that, the episode ends. At the end, it was kind of poetic, which I didn't explain much. So tell me in the comments how you liked today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.